What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Ocarina of Time. Last time, we got the Goron Ruby by defeating King Dodongo. And this time, we're going to be going around and seeing what we could do with our new toy, Da-Ba-Bomb. Or Da-Bomb, not Ba-Bomb. That's a different franchise. But first up, I want to blow up this wall going towards Kakariko Village to show that there is a gold Skulltula in here. If we shoot it twice, we can actually climb up this wall to grab the token. I didn't realize that you could get this one so soon because I didn't realize that wall was climbable, because in the N64 version, the wall looks very different from what that looks like, and it doesn't look like you can climb it at all. I basically just assumed that we needed a item that we get later in the game to get that one, and left it for later in the game when I did my practice run. But apparently you can get it now. But next up, as we're running up towards Goron City, which is our next destination, this Goron right here can actually be bombed and stopped, but it's very difficult to do because you have to time the bomb correctly and make it so that the Goron basically lands on the bomb as soon as it explodes, which is very difficult to do, by the way. But after blowing up this wall, we can get a purple rupee, which is actually nice because we might need that to buy more bombs if I mess up some stuff here in Goron City. And there's actually quite a lot to do now that we have bombs in Goron City. We can go over here and blow up these rocks that we previously couldn't blow up before. Although you could technically come over this way either way, because you could tightrope walk over here on the ropes. The reason I say that this is kind of inaccessible before you get bombs is because if we run over here, there is a lot of rocks over here that require your bombs to actually get through. And this is more of like a rock maze that you have to blow your bombs up to get through. And I'm just going to take the correct path. You can kind of see over some of the rocks that the paths aren't correct. Like this one just leads into a bunch of silver rocks, which, by the way, are indestructible. And this one over here, you could do the same thing. It kind of leads to the same corner. And if we blow up this one, actually, I want to show that behind this rock are two rocks that don't look like the silver or the bombable rocks. These rocks are not bombable, but they can be broken later in the game. We just don't have the item that we need in order to break those rocks. But heading over here, we have two more chests, but I actually want to roll apparently into the wall. No, the crate, to show that there is another gold Skulltula here. And I believe this one brings us up to 19? Yeah, we have 19 gold Skulltula tokens. We are looking to get 20 because at 20, we get another upgrade from the Skulltula shop, which will be very helpful moving forward. But in this first chest, we get another 50 rupees. And in this chest, we get another 50 rupees. We just got 150 rupees for, I think, bombing like 5 times in total. That's a ton of rupees for like 7 bombs that we just used. But next up, I want to head back through this tunnel and go down to the second level, because there's a couple more things to do down here, including this big guy right here. If we put a bomb in front of him and sort of time it to when he's rolling over it, we can actually stop this giant Goron. Why did you stop me? Don't stop me here. You can't stop my wild rolling. This wild rolling is the only way to relieve my stress. Now stand in awe of my wild rolling. Yeah, he doesn't actually say too much, but I think it's... You know what? Rude! I was going to say, I think it's interesting that he's able to be stopped at all, because considering he's a giant Goron. But our next thing is we're just going to blow up these walls. There's like 4 of them in a row, so I think what we're going to do is just skip ahead until all 4 of them are blown up. Alright, all 4 of them are blown up, and you are gigantic! I think you're bigger than the one that was rolling. What do you have to say? I am working on something really cool right now, but I think it's going to take a while. If you can wait 5 or 6 years, it should be ready, okay? I don't think Zelda's gonna let us wait that long, but you know, I'll try. I am going to rob you though. I hope you don't mind. Okay, bye. So our next stop is actually the final stop for Goron City because there's like 4 or 5 things you could blow up here, but most of them lead to other things we can't do right now. But I want to head back to Darinia's room because as you saw as we were falling down here, there's a couple of torches out in the main room on the bottom floor. So I just want to grab my Deku stick and this fire and kind of just light up these torches. I believe there's 4 of them. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And for lighting up all of these torches, the giant pot in the middle of the room starts to spin. And this is a mini game of sorts. And also, I'm going to chop these and hope for I was going to say and hope for more bombs because we need bombs to do this. But I think what I'm going to do is actually show off how you can do this before you get bombs. Because what we need to do is throw bombs into this pot. And there's a couple of different outcomes depending on what the pot does. But what you need to do in order to do this before you get the bomb bag is come up here, watch the pot until it gets right to about there, pick up this bomb flower, and then we run this bomb flower all the way down here and throw it into the pot and kind of hope that it goes in, which I got lucky and it did that time. I usually have about a 50% success rate of the bomb flowers actually going in. And the pot itself, as you saw as it was spinning, has 3 different faces. The first face that we got here was the angry face, which gives you 3 green rupees, which isn't super helpful to us because we already have 200 rupees. And the next face that we get is going to be... Can I get smiling face? Nope, we got neutral face, which actually only gives you stuff once you get the bomb bag because it gives you 3 stacks of bombs, which is actually super helpful to us. I just mashed those words together accidentally, but it's super helpful to us because now we have 20 bombs and we can basically do this all day now until we get the smiling face, which is the one you're actually trying to get. So if this is not it, I'll probably just skip forward until I actually get it. Nope, just more angry. Finally! We finally got it! I've been here for like 8 minutes throwing bombs. Give me my damn piece of heart. Yeah, the big reward for getting the smiling face is a red rupee, a blue rupee, and a piece of heart, which is the whole reason we have been standing here. As you can see, I only have 10 bombs. I got the bomb face 3 extra times. That should tell you how many bombs I've been throwing. But next up, I'm just going to head back out to Death Mountain Trail because we have a few more things that we need to go over on the trail since Darinia told us to head to the top of the trail, actually. All right, back on Death Mountain Trail. We're actually going to take this top road that we've been using to avoid the rolling Goron and head up here because this path was previously inaccessible due to the ton of boulders that are kind of just sitting on it. What does this sign say, actually? Hello? Mountain Summit, danger ahead, keep out. We were specifically told to go here, so no. The Gorons told us to go here, and I'm assuming they're the ones that put the sign out, so... Navi, what do you have to say? Daronia said that a fairy lives on top of Death Mountain, didn't he? Yes, Navi, he definitely did, and we're definitely already heading in that direction. Thank you. What we need to do is time throwing that bomb to get that boulder out of the way. It's kind of difficult if you're not used to timing the bombs, but after a while, you should be decently good at doing it. And for blowing up this boulder, we actually get a new secret. These are called hidden grottos, and they have usually a lot of good stuff in it. This one has a bunch of rupees, has a bunch of recovery hearts in it in case you get hurt, which, spoiler alert, you will get hurt in the near future. And, you know, a cow, which How did you even get here? Like, we've passed 4 boulders to get here, plus we're on top of a place called Death Mountain. How are you alive with your 2 tufts of grass? You know what? Screw your grass. Take my Deku seeds and leave. Alright, now that we're out of the Hidden Grotto, we're just going to continue up to the summit and show that this, for some reason, is the only spot in the entire volcano that has lava rock falling, like volcanic rock falling, which is why I said you will get hurt. I don't know why this is the only area. You would think that if anything, volcanic rock would be falling everywhere if it was falling anywhere. But for some reason, it's just like, oh, you're trying to get to the summit? We're going to throw flaming rocks at your face. And you're just going to have to tank it, because I don't think there's a single way that you can get up here without getting hit by a rock. I'm pretty sure it's impossible, at least right now. Especially because we can't run with the Hylian shield. It would be really cool if we could crawl with it, actually, now that I think about it. Like, it's on our back. We just use it as a shield on our back for crawling. But as we get up here, look who it is. You've done well to come all the way up here, Link. This is the summit of the sacred Death Mountain Hoot. It is said that the clouds surrounding this peak reflect the condition of Death Mountain. When they look normal, it is at peace. Climbing all the way up here just proves how smart you are. Now I want to see you make another smart move. The Great Fairy Fountain lives on this mountaintop, and she will give you a new skill. This is the leader of the fairies. You know who. Exactly what you need to do to find her, I cannot tell you. She insists all visitors find their own way. Check your surroundings for anything suspicious. You will surely find your way to her. By the way, the nearby volcanic crater is far too hot for you. You won't find her in there anyway. I will perch here and wait for you when you're ready to go back. I can help you. Now, get going. Oh, you mean you can't help us find the very obvious bombable wall that's right next to you? You couldn't help us with that, huh? But in all seriousness, behind this bombable wall is the Great Fairy Fountain. And as every single place that has had a Triforce symbol before, we need to pull out our ocarina and play Zelda's Lullaby. Welcome, Link. I am the Great Fairy of Power. I'm going to grant you a sword technique. Receive it now. You've mastered the secret sword technique of the spin attack. Hold B to charge your weapon, release B to unleash a wave of energy with your spin. If you want to release energy without charging your weapon, just rotate the joystick once and press B for a very effective quick spin. When you charge power for a spin attack, magic power will be consumed. Pay attention to your green magic meter. Hey boy, you're a messenger of the royal family, aren't you? You should visit my friends who live across the land. They'll surely grant you other powers. Head to the path leading to Hyrule Castle. One of my friends awaits you there, at a dead end in the road. When battle has made you weary, please come back to see me. You know, I was going to make a joke about how the super secret sword technique, the spin attack. Oh, you mean the thing we've been doing the whole game? But actually, if we do the spin attack, you can see there's actually a wave of magic now. So we do have extra range on it. And if we hold down B, you can see that our sword actually changes color and actually does an even wider spin attack. So it is actually an upgrade. I was also going to make a joke that we don't have anything that uses magic right now. But technically, the sword spin attack does now use magic. So that wouldn't technically be correct. Link, it's so hot in here. We can't stay in here for long. As Navi just said, we cannot stay in Death Mountain Crater for very long because there is, you know, a lot of actual active lava. I didn't mean to fall down here. Link, run. I was just trying to show the lava, Link. But as you can see, we have a timer ticking down, and that is determined on a couple of different things. One, it's determined on your maximum amount of hearts and the amount of hearts you currently have at the time. So if you have any hearts that are low, you will have less time even if you have more maximum hearts than you did the previous time you were here. But the only reason I wanted to come in here was to get this gold spatula that is right at the entrance. And we are just going to book it out of here. Hello, Mr. Owl. Can you take me away, please? Well, it looks like you've grown up a little from the Great Fairy's power. But you still don't look like the hero who will save Hyrule, at least not yet. If you're going back down the mountain, I can lend you a wing. Come here and grab my talons and hold on tight. Hoot hoot. I really like that cutscene actually because it shows all of Death Mountain and it's a really cool flying like aerial shot. Also, I like that the Goron was just frozen in place, but look where he dropped us. This place might look familiar. It's the house that if we jump right over here, we can get onto this ledge and go in here. And finally get the heart piece that I've wanted for like 4 episodes. But still, you got a heart piece. You've now collected 3 pieces. With another piece, your life energy will be powered up. Thank you, Mr. Cal. I will remember this always. But really, that's the only thing we need to do in Kakariko Village as of right now. There's not really any places we can use the bombs in Kakariko Village itself. But if we head over to the graveyard, we can, well, I want to show this actually. If we roll over here, the grave we need to move is this one. But if we try to in the day, don't cause trouble. I'll tell Dompe. All right, fine. We'll just make it night so you're not here, kid. Also, I find it very funny that kids like, I'll tell Dompe. But when Dompe's out here, we can pull back these graveyards with no problem, and Dompe just doesn't care. But if we go down this grave with the flowers, you may remember that this is where we got the Hylian shield, and it's also a place that had a bombable wall that we could not blow up before. But now that we have bombs, we can actually go back here and show that this is a great fairy, or not a great fairy fountain, this is a fairy fountain. And this brings up a good point. Fairies in this game only heal hearts. As you can see, my magic meter is not going up, even though I'm running into several fairies. The change to fairies giving you full magic as well as full hearts was not made until a later game in the series. So just be mindful that if you use a fairy, you will not get your magic back. And running back, I almost completely forgot. We need to stop by the House of the Skulltulas because we now have 20 gold Skulltula tokens. And that means another child is released of the curse. The curse has been broken. Thank you. Here's the reward for you. And we obtained the Shard of Agony. This unique crystal resonates when brought near something secret or hidden. This works perfectly now that we have bombs, because this allows us to see where hidden grottos are, and I would say about 90-ish% of hidden grottos are bomb related. Some are not bomb related, and I will point them out when we get there because we won't be able to show them, but like a good chunk of them are bomb related. And actually, on that same point, in Hyrule Field, there are several hidden grottos. The only thing is, a lot of them are not helpful to us right now, but I do want to show that if we get near one, the Shard of Agony starts going off, and we can bomb where the Shard of Agony starts flashing, and it will reveal where the hidden grotto is. I'm not going in there because there's nothing in there for us right now, but I do want to bring up that this is different compared to, I think, every other version of the game. The Shard of Agony was actually, I believe, the Stone of Agony in every other version, and that is because every other version has a rumble mechanic in their controllers, and the Stone of Agony would cause your controller to rumble when you were close to a hidden grotto instead of flashing on the screen like it does for the DS version. But our next stop is Hyrule Castletown, because I want to go into this shop. Z. Huh? What? Uh-oh. A customer. Welcome to our cutting-edge amusement center, a Bombchu bowling alley. Do you know what you can win? Well, it's a secret. I can't tell you until you've paid to play. It's 30 rupees per game. Do you want to play? Okay. Aim for the hole in the center. Then let Bombchu go. Let the Bombchu go. You get 10 tries. Ready? Let's bowl. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's what you can win. A bomb! That seems dangerous. You're just giving bombs to children? That's okay. So, Bombchu Bowling. What you need to do is press B and release, or press B again to release the Bombchu, and you're trying to get in the middle of each of the different areas. And as you can see, there are different things that are going to be blocking as we bowl. And I will also say right up front, I am awful at Bombchu Bowling. Like, I am just straight up terrible. But a hint I can give is that a lot of it comes down to luck and the cuckoos moving in a particular way. I really rely on the cuckoos kind of moving to the side, and so I can just throw it straight down the middle, because if I throw it to the wall, like 9 out of 10 times, I will just straight up miss. And also, I'm just hitting this dry row over and over again. So I think we're just going to release it here. And we actually made it through. Thank God. The other things for the side areas are you do have to almost basically have to always go off of the wall to get those. But there is an angle that makes it easier that I will show once we play again. Because this shop has 5 different rewards it can give you. And the bombs is not the big one. This is actually one of the big rewards, and I'm going to wait for this one. The other thing is, when you pull out the Bombchu, they will start flashing like a bomb would. And that is just showing you that you can only hold them for a certain amount of time before they explode. And for the really long holes or really long walls that you have to throw to, you have to release the Bombchu almost immediately after you pull it out in order for it to actually even have a chance of reaching. But the other thing is, there's no time limit to this game. So you can sit here for basically ever if you wanted to, and just wait for the cuckoos to get into like a decent position for you to throw the bombs, or to throw the Bombchus, and like that, you can very easily win and get one of the 2 big rewards here, being the Big Bomb Bag. We can now carry more bombs, up to a maximum of 30. Do you want to play again? I do. All right, next up is not an important item. That is a purple rupee, which I guess would help if we lose, but I haven't actually lost yet. Okay, here is my strategy for the side ones. I like to face forward up against the arrow and then slightly turn my joystick to where Link is walking. So like that. Or, come on now, Link. Like there. And then I walk a little bit more to where I'm at the edge of this arrow, and then I throw the Bombchu. I find it work probably about 80% of the time. So, it's better than nothing, in my opinion. Like I said, I'm not good at this game. I rely mostly on luck in order to actually win. No, Kuko! The big Kuko will always stay in that like spot in the middle. So it's more predictable than the little Kuko, but it's still very easy to hit because it's such a big thing. Also, I think I hit the little Kuko. The other thing is the Kukos will pause after you blow them up. So you have to pause and wait for the Kukos to become active again before you throw another bomb shoe. Nope, that's bad luck. I'm waiting. I basically need this little Kuko to get out of the way. And we're going to throw here. And I think that wins. All right, perfect. But that's basically everything there is to Bombchu Bowling. So I'm just going to skip ahead until I get the last 2 rewards since we've seen 3 of the 5. Winner! And the 4th item you can get for winning this is Bombchus themselves. Bombchus are basically just movable bombs, as you saw while we were playing this game. But I also like that they have like the little whiskers and they're basically just like tiny mice. It's just a really cute design that I like. Winner! I actually haven't lost yet, which is actually really cool. But the final item you can get is another piece of heart. We got 3 pieces of heart this episode. You got a piece of heart. You've completed another heart container. Your maximum life energy is increased. Do you want to play again? No, I think I'm good. So the 5 rewards, to put them on screen now, are bombs, bomb shoes, purple rupees, the big bomb bag, and the heart piece. But that is basically everything there is to do in the Bombchu Bowling Alley, and in fact in Castletown itself during the day. So I think it's about time to go nighttime. That's the wrong melody. Alright, and at night, you may have remembered that there's a shop back here that had no shopkeeper or anything. So if we go inside now, you can see this is a Bombchu shop. If we talk to this guy, welcome! He sells exclusively Bombchus in orders of 10 or 20, depending on how many you want to carry. We have a maximum of 20 we can carry right now, I believe. But it's based on the bomb bag type you have. So I don't remember. If I pull up my items, we have 10. So if I buy, let's buy one of the 10s. Just to experiment a little bit. Do I have maximum capacity? No. So it is based on your bomb bag. So you can hold up to 30 bombs and 30 bomb shoes now that we have the big bomb bag. But I will say, this is one of only 2 places you can buy bomb shoes. And as you can see, he runs out of stock. That spot will never restock with more bomb shoes. So use this place sparingly if you want to use bomb shoes a lot, because the other place is really out of the way and we won't actually be seeing it for a long time. But with that being said, that is the last place in Castletown that I want to stop by. So I think we're going to take the Great Fairy's advice and head towards the castle itself. So the Great Fairy on top of Death Mountain said that another fairy could be found on the way to the castle or on the castle courtyard at the end of a dead end. So if we go over this way, making sure we don't get caught by the guards, we can read the sign, dead end. Very descriptive. And we can come over here and blow up this boulder, leading us to a tunnel of sorts, which hopefully Link will actually want to enter, because sometimes he just likes to stand there and roll. And this, of course, brings us to our second Great Fairy Fountain. 2 in 1 episode. It's quite a lot, actually. So we just need to play... Whoop, that messed up. You can... If you mess up, you can either stop playing with B, or you could just fill out the rest of the staff, and it will restart. And we can actually play Zelda's Lullaby this time. Welcome, Link. I am the Great Fairy of Magic. I will give you a magic spell. Please take it. You've got Din's Fire. Its fireball engulfs everything. It's attack magic you can use with 1 XY or 2. You can use Din's Fire not only to attack, but also to burn things. When battle has made you wary, please come back to see me. So, Din's Fire is the other thing we are going to get this episode that uses magic. And if we put it onto 2, which I'm going to do because it's more effective that way, I feel like we're not using Din's Fire as much as, say, a bomb or slingshot. But if we use Din's Fire, you literally become a nuke. We have now unlocked ultimate nuke status, where we can just quite literally set anything on fire that is in our range just by hitting one button. But that brings up something else. One of the hints for this Let's Play that I gave over on Twitter and Blue Sky, and even here on YouTube, was that spells are overrated. I prefer music. And that is because there is an interview with Miyamoto that he stated that there was going to be like 7 or 8 different magic spells in this game, but he decided that it would work out better if he either translated those into songs for the Ocarina or made them items like Din's Fire. So things like the Sun Song would have been a magic spell to change the time of day, but instead of being a magic spell, Miyamoto decided that it would be easier to have it linked to the Ocarina, which I think was just a good move overall, because having to remember Ocarina songs, items, and magic spells is a lot to remember, all on top of simply swinging your sword. But before we go inside, I actually want to make it night again, because there is a very simple detail that not a lot of people would know about, that if you go into the castle at nighttime. Hey, you, stop! You, kid, over there! Yeah, so if you go in here at nighttime, the guards are just posted up and are just like, hey, no one's allowed in here. But for some reason during the day, they're just like, yeah, we'll just let anyone in. We'll just do our patrols and hope no one comes in here. But I want to make it day again because I actually want to go talk to Zelda one more time. Alright, back in the castle courtyard. There is actually a couple of Easter eggs here that I failed to show the first time we were here. So if we bring out the fairy slingshot and shoot this window... Hey, you! Don't cause any trouble! A guard will show up and straight up throw a bomb at you. They're just bombing children out here. And if we shoot the other window, we will get a red rupee from it. Although I believe in the N64 version of the game, you don't get a red rupee, but instead it's actually a reference to the paintings in the Mario 64 game, which is a really cool Easter egg because this game, Ocarina of Time, is completely based off of the system that ran Mario 64. So it's a really cool Easter egg. But now that we have our first spiritual stone, I wanted to come back to Zelda to see what she had to say. A spiritual stone? You found another one. It is said that the races who hold the spiritual stones open their minds only to one who knows the melody of the royal family. But you know that, don't you? Well, I was kind of hoping you would tell me where to go next, so you're no help. Impa, can you help me? You told me where to go last time. Can you help me this time? If the castle soldiers find you, there will be trouble. Let me lead you out of the castle. So, yeah, Impa and Zelda are not really helpful. This is a remnant of the previous games in the series where there was really no direction given to you at all. Like, the most direction some of the previous games had were like an old man that sometimes told you where to go. But this game has a whole total of one character that tells you where to go next, and it is someone that I guarantee you would not think about. So if we pull out our ocarina, I'm going to call Saria. Do you want to talk to Saria? Link, this is Saria. Can you hear me? Are you collecting spiritual stones? You have one more to find? You mean the spiritual stone of water, don't you? The great Deku Tree once told me that King Zora, ruler of Zora's domain, has it. No, I do not want to talk to Saria again. So, there's a couple of different hints that we were just given there. The first is that it's called the spiritual stone of water. And I don't know about you, but the only water I've seen out here in the field is this river right here. So I think it's prudent to follow it. And the other thing that we were told is that a character called King Zora is the one holding it in Zora's domain. And if we bring up our map, we can actually see that there's a dot on the map that we haven't been to that's flashing. That's Zora's domain, and we can see that it's between the Kokiri Forest and Kakariko Village. So somewhere in this direction that the river is flowing. And the reason I bring that up is because if we roll right up here, Zora's River, watch out for a swift current and strong undertow. So I think this is a pretty good implication of where we need to head. And I think we're going to end this episode here for now. So I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we head for Zora's domain. But until then, happy adventuring.